Hello, I'm Jason Stephenson. Welcome to Tiny Daily Kick. About 10 years ago, there's a moment that I'll never forget in my life. It was one of those stories where the universe parts the clouds, if you like, and a bag of gold falls at your feet. And it was just a little $250 deposit from YouTube. $250. But to me, it might as well have been $1 million. I remember exactly where I was when it happened, standing in the backyard of my old place back in Windang, New South Wales. And the second I saw that number appear in my AdSense account, something inside me just burst open. My inner child practically strapped on its wings, and I ran. I literally ran down the backyard yelling, "Mom and Dad, look at this, look what I made." And honestly, the look on their faces, it was like they were seeing that little boy who'd just pulled a rabbit out of a hat. That tiny moment changed me, not because of the amount, but because of what it represented. It was the first time I truly felt, not hoped, not wished, but felt that anything is possible. That the world wasn't a closed system where everything was already taken. That prosperity wasn't reserved for the chosen few, the lucky ones, the people who somehow always seemed to be ahead. It was my first crack in the old wall of scarcity. And maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you've been taught, directly or indirectly, that life is a game of musical chairs. There's not enough to go around. You have to grab some piece before someone else takes it. Opportunities are rare, and once they're gone, too bad, you miss out. That's what so many of us grew up hearing. I did. And the problem isn't just belief. The problem is that it feels true. It gets deep into your bones. But here's something I've learned. Something those old scarcity stories never told us. Prosperity isn't something you chase. It's something you allow. And the moment you shift your inner state, the outer world starts to move with you. One of the most beautiful pieces I ever read said, "Take an inventory of your beliefs. Do you feel like there's never enough? That opportunities are limited? That success is something you have to fight others for? If those ideas live inside you, they're just leftovers, old conditioning, outdated programming. You weren't born to believe that. You learned it. And we can remember, anything learned can be unlearned." One of the biggest shifts in prosperity consciousness is this simple truth. You don't need anything else to feel prosperous. Not one more degree, not a better job, not when my bank account looks like it's got $1 million in it. Prosperity definitely begins inside of you, often long before it shows up on the outside. I know this because something else changed in me long before I saw any real financial abundance. I started celebrating the success of others, and I mean truly celebrating it. I don't know why, but maybe you're like this too. Something inside me lights up when someone else gets good news. When they tell me about their promotion, I feel like I've got the promotion. When they say their business took off, I feel like it was my business that took off. I feel this warmth in my chest, like, yes, 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 this is how it's supposed to be. It's funny, sometimes people look at me and they've said, "Jason, you do realize that that was their goals, their good news, right?" And I think, yes, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it evidence that the universe is expanding for all of us? Because here's what I believe. The prosperity of another person is proof of possibility. It's a mirror. We can use people as a mirror. It's a message. It's a little cosmic whisper that says, "You're next." There's no competition in the universe. There's only flow. When someone wins, it doesn't take anything away from you. It signals that the energy of abundance is active in the field. And when you feel joy for them, and I mean true joy, you join that current instead of resisting it. Scarcity, what does it do? It shrinks us. Prosperity expands us. Just think back to my little $250 moment. That childlike joy, that surprise, the innocence of it. That's prosperity consciousness, not the money, but the feeling. The feeling that life supports you, the feeling that you're a part of something generous, the feeling that the universe isn't rationing blessings. So here's the tiny daily kick for today, a gentle challenge for your heart. See if you can catch yourself in a moment of true celebration for someone else's abundance today. Someone gets a new job, smile. See if you can smile like you got it too. Someone's business grows, feel that spark inside of you. Someone finds love, bless them, celebrate them, and let your heart open. Because the moment you celebrate the prosperity of another, you're telling life, I'm not living in a world of shortages anymore. I'm living in a world of possibilities. And as you do, the universe quietly shifts. Doors open, ideas appear, opportunities then begin to flicker like fireflies in your life. And sometimes, just sometimes, you'll find yourself running down the backyard saying, look what happened, look what showed up for me. Not because you chased it, but because you came a match for it. Until next time, I'm Jason Stephenson. Imagine boldly, then you go out and live it.